Hello friends. So today I'm starting a new session on Angular 7 plus basically. So it is applicable also for Angular 8 and Angular 10. So let first of all, okay, I will share my screen and I will share one of the PPT which I have. Let me share my screen. So let me start with the Angular part. Okay guys. So first of all, why Angular was introduced? The Angular was introduced because there were too many problems with Angular JS code. And in Angular JS code, there were used like scope, root scope, and different types of controllers, modules. So in those scopes and root scopes, there were too many leakages. The code leakages were basically there were the scope leakages were there, because of which the Angular JS code was so difficult to use in and communicate with each of the one and other controllers, that it was too difficult for programmers. Other than that, in Angular JS code, there were issues with the maintenance also. There were many issues in Angular JS code with regarding the libraries and other things. So Google came up with. Yes, so in this we can see that the scope and root scope were one of the issues. Then comes the digest cycle. Yes, there was another issue in AngularJS, that the changes were not reflected as it was expected to be reflected in the views when the values changes in the controller. So the digest cycle was to be called explicitly, which was another major issue in AngularJS. Then comes the Angular and TypeScript, which were having top five benefits. As from a development company point of view, I will say top five benefits, that Angular is consistent. It is delivering a consistent performance, and the overall structure of any two components will look same. There are terms which are called components, which will look in the coming lectures. However, it is a proper structured code. It is a proper structured code, and it is consistent throughout. The overall structure of the Angular code is throughout the project level. It is very consistent. Then comes the productivity. There are many editors like VS Code and WebStorm and all other these things, which delivers a consistent productivity in using Angular with React.js and Vue.js, Node.js, and any other JavaScript libraries which we want to use with Angular also. In VS Code and WebStorm, we have IntelliSense also, which makes Angular too much productive, and even TypeScript. So there is a consistent coding, and definitely after ES6 maintainability. So with the ES6 coming version of the JavaScript, that is ECMAScript 6, the new features which the modern browsers now support, it is becoming very easier to use Angular. Modularity in Angular, there is every part of every Angular project can be divided into modules, which makes the maintainability very much easier. And we can use we can use catch, try catch blocks in TypeScript, which is basically superset of JavaScript. TypeScript is a language developed by Microsoft and Google combined, which uses the features of ECMAScript 6. And there are many new terms introduced in ECMAScript 6, like async, await, and decorators, and it helps too much in the programming of Angular. So coming on to Angular architecture, it is a MVC terminology, that is model, view, and controller. So if we comes it when it comes to the view is definitely the HTML and CSS part which interacts with the user, and there is a two-way binding of the view with the controllers. Controllers are written in JavaScript or TypeScript, and those controllers communicate with the view with the help of models, in which is models are also two-way binded by the controllers and views. So these interact, and these controllers interact with the database servers with the help of services. Services is a concept in Angular which we'll see in coming lectures. So now comes the installation part. So how can we install Angular? So this is a installation part is a thing which most developers are confused. So we will go one by one and we will install it in our computer. So I have taken a fresh computer right now, wherein we can install each of the elements of Angular step by step. So let me minimize this window. So first of all, we need to install Node.js. So I'll go to the browser window and I will type Node.js download, and I will go to this link. So this is LTS recommended for most users and current latest features. I will go with LTS. Windows installer. My computer is 64-bit. So I'll download this one. In the meantime, when Node.js is downloaded, I will also download other thing which is required. So which is other thing required? That is npm. Okay, that is okay. Angular CLI. So there are many other components also which we will require, like git download. Git is a must for Angular. So I will download Git for Windows. Git will also get downloaded. So in the meantime, Git downloads, we can install Node.js. Node.js has been downloaded. So I'll install Node.js. I will do next, accept the license agreement. C program file Node.js, add to path is selected. No, I don't want to install this. Install Node.js. It will take some time, definitely. Node.js is installed. Now I will install Git. I will do next. So I will install next. So Git is also installed now. I will close it and I will close this one. Now I need Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code download, and there are many versions of Visual Studio Code. I need for Windows. So the user setup is what I needed. So user setup is being getting downloaded. And in the meantime, we can say that Visual Studio Code is the, uh, I would not say the best, but the most easier tool which we can, easier ID which we can use for development of the Angular code. Let me close this one. Visual Studio Code is downloaded. So I'll install Visual Studio Code now. Accept the agreement. Next, next, next. I will create desktop icon. I will select add open with code. I will not select this. Install. So Visual Studio Code will be installed. Launch Visual Studio Code. Yes, I will do that. And now if I go to documentation, I can see that there are Node.js is installed. After that, we will have to install the Angular CLI with npm install global. -g stands for global. Let me show you. Npm install -g means global Angular CLI. So let's do this in the Visual Studio Code. Maybe a new folder. So I'll file, open folder. In my documents, I will create a new folder. I will create a new folder by name demos and select folder. I will go to terminal, view, terminal, and I will write here first of all npm install -g at angular angular/cli. So this will install Angular CLI in my. It is saying npm is not recognized as a name of command. So Node.js is installed, so it should install. Let me open the Node.js prompt from here. Node.js, Node.js, maybe command window, command prompt, and node -v. So I can see node version is there. So if I write here npm install -g at angular-cli. Yes, now it is installing Angular CLI because we need Node.js. So maybe this path is not set for Node.js, so it is not working here, but it will work here in the Node.js path. So Angular CLI will be installed. I would say no. So Node.js is now added, and now I can do a ng new, maybe app. So I can do a ng new demo app. It is not, ng is not recognized. It is not working here. Should work here also. Let me reopen Visual Studio Code. I go to demos and I view the terminal. Node -v. I can see node version is there now. Now if I run ng new demo app. Okay. So this is a different error. So this is said that PS1 cannot be loaded. You cannot run this script on the current system. So there is in Windows 10 we have some settings. If I can say that PowerShell and set policy script all. Yes, PowerShell set execution policy allow all script. So we have to run this command basically in our PowerShell. Mm, there is a command. Maybe this is not the correct place. Yes, maybe this will work. Yes, this is. So I need to set all. Set execution policy unrestricted. So I will open PowerShell and run as administrator. And I will do what? I will set here. So it is not allowing me to copy paste. So I'll type this one, set execution policy unrestricted, and I will do yes to all. I will type A. So now if I try to run here, it will allow me to create my app. Would you like to add Angular routing? Yes, I want to add Angular routing. I want to take CSS, yes, and it is installing my application. So this way, a new application for Angular would be created. Next, what I can do, I can change to the directory and I can open the project. Let it install. You can see that it is installing a demo app. I can expand it. I can see that the files are being getting created. It is installing the packages right now. In the meantime, let's look what is the next things. What are the next things we can check? So node minus v hyphen v is the version of by which we can check our node version. And npm and angular CLI, yes, we use the same command. Npm install minus g for global angular CLI. It will install the latest version of angular CLI. And ng new is a command to create a new angular app. Ng means angular new and name of the app. Cd will be used for changing the directory, which we'll see next. And then ng serve will be used to launch the application. Then we'll have the architecture, which we'll cover in the coming classes. So where is our app right now? Yes. So the app is installed right now. It is installed. So now if I try to do a cd demo app, then this is our demo app. And if I do a ng serve minus o means open, guess it will give me an error. Let me check, because I haven't done npm install. Maybe node modules have been installed or not. Yes, so node modules have been installed by default when I have created the application, so it will not give an error, I guess. It is compiling. It is using ECMAScript 2015. It is compiling. The project is building right now. And now the project compiled successfully. And here we can see our Angular app is successfully working. So this is our first class of Angular, where we have seen the problems in Angular JS and earlier versions of Angular, which forced the Angular team to create the new Angular in a different syntax, different structure. Then we saw the advantages of Angular. And after that, we saw how can we install an Angular application in the uh, fresh computer. And after that, we have created a sample application and we have successfully executed the application. So in the coming lectures also, we'll see more about Angular and we'll learn from scratch to the high advanced level. Thank you.